Hey everybody, and welcome to another episode of Mike Nierychlo Online. So today's show, kind of one word, marketing. Marketing. I've talked about labels and things like that in the past. I mean, if I'm in a wine store and I see a really fancy label and I see a really crummy label, just like anybody else, I'm going to gravitate towards the fancier label. You know what? 9 times out of 10, the less fancy label has more thought and more effort and more passion put into the wine they're actually making. These wines I'm seeing pop up everywhere, and it's a prime example of marketing. I don't know how the wines are, but this label gives me a bias right off the bat, which is too bad, but I'll see how it goes. The wine's called Strut. They're a BC wine, Okanagan. You can see what I mean by marketing. It's called, it says on the rim here, see if I can show you that, wine with legs. We all know legs in wine are the things the alcohol leave on the side of the glass. When I first saw this bottle come out, my first impression, I just looked at it and was like, okay, what's going on? I guess as a guy I'm supposed to like this. It actually really bothers me. Now it says on the back of the bottle, Oliver, British Columbia, blah blah blah, passion put into our wine, local grapes, Strut. I know that it's Vincor, or associated with Vincor. Vincor is like, well actually, Vincor, which is now part of Constellation, is the biggest wine company on the planet. So of course they're going to experiment with something like marketing like this. I don't know what kind of demographic they're trying to cater to. I mean, I had someone come in one of the stores I was doing a tasting the other day and say, I need the most obscure bottle of wine label that you have. That's what our party is all about. It's just about cheesy wine labels. So we sold them a bottle of this. It was actually the lady I was working with, but sold them a bottle of this. I think wine, like we're in the garage, right? And I like to try to bring wine down to everybody's level. Everybody should be able to drink it, not be intimidated by it. But I still think there is merit to a nice label. This just doesn't, sorry Strut, this is my opinion, this just doesn't say wine to me. This says cheap vodka, cheap drink, get me canned at a cheap party, let's go to the club type thing. It's just pure marketing. So, trying to put my bias aside, the other thing with this can offend a lot of people. A lot of women will be very offended by this. Some women might think it's hilarious and great, which is cool. But I have heard some ladies be like, you know what, this just is another step of objectifying women, which is kind of brutal. There's already enough magazines on the shelf at the gas station and stuff that we don't need to see all that crap. Anyway, this isn't quite to that level, but it's just pushing the limits with wine, and it bothers me a little bit. So that's my opinion, kind of voicing it. I got decent legs. Want to buy some wine for me? Anyway, let's see how it tastes. Now that you've heard my bias on it, if it was brown bagged, it'd probably be better for me to taste this, but we'll see how it goes. The first one is Strut White. They call it the Well-Heeled White. It's got killer heels on there. It's 2008. It's a blend, 4 grapes, Riesling, Gewürztraminer, Sauvignon Blanc, and Chenin Blanc. Not sure what kind of blend you'd call it. It's classically, it's a German Bordeaux Loire something or other South African blend. Or something you just stick together and hope that tastes good. So it's a standard kind of whitish, yellow-white wine color. On the nose, it's got a fairly nice nose. Quite aromatic. It's leaping out of the glass. You can really smell, actually, the Gewürz is really coming through on this. It does have that kind of nice, it's got some lychee going on, some peach, some stone fruit. A little bit of that kind of savory herbal spice of some sort. So the nose surprised me right away. It's definitely got a decent nose to it. It's very aromatic. It does, though, on the nose, aside from the stuff I'm pulling out of Gewürz, it does kind of have that we'll call it wedding wine nose a little bit. Kind of just smells like wine, but we'll see. Okay, hold on a sec. I gotta check the price point on these again. I think it's around between $12 and $15. Sorry. I'll have it below again. First thing I noticed on this one is the alcohol is really displaying. I'm drinking them at room temperature as well, the white at room temperature. The alcohol is really displaying itself. There is no length to it. There is length, there's lots of length, but it's that burning alcohol. This is pretty much all I taste. I will say, it does display a fair amount of character in the flavors. The flavors are a little bit disjointed. I would say there's some definite lemon in there. Some stone fruit like we get on the nose. The Riesling is playing through a bit too. It's definitely a bit sweet, very little sweet. It's dry. It's okay. Yeah, as far as a white wine goes, it doesn't display any elegance to it, put it that way. It tastes like white wine with a couple of fruit flavors stuck into it. With the alcohol is actually really bothering me now. That's why I swallowed the last couple just to get a good hint of it, but it's hot and all I taste is alcohol. So this I could see served at a party or a club or something like that, not, I don't know. I'm sorry, the label just bothers me. It does, I guess it does display some stone fruit, hint of pineapple. Not a lot of length and just kind of falls off and burns your, like it's got that alcohol going on. Got a hint of creaminess to it too. As far as quality goes though, like I said, it's okay. Not okay, it's okay. I wouldn't choose this. It's definitely not a food wine. This wine is built very safe, very much to be drinking by itself. Something I could see a young lady carrying around all evening and swirling around her glass or whatever. Would not really go with much food, to be honest. As far as quality goes, the alcohol, like I said, is bothering me. It's a bit disjointed on my palate. And it tastes kind of like wine. Quality. I'm going to say 81 points. Yeah, it's almost a bit watery. As far as quality goes, yeah, I'll go 81, maybe 81 and a half points. Not my favorite wine today. Strut. The red over heels. Instead of head over heels, a little play on words there. So 2008, and it's claimed to be a straight up Merlot. See how this one goes. One thing I do like, I like the clear bottle. I like when wine is done in a clear bottle. I think it's neat, gives you a true color of the wine. Let's see if this says anything interesting on that. Stepping out in style, Strut celebrates the new crush of stylish wine lovers. Okay, bold yet elegant with fruit forward flair. Anyway, blah blah blah. Classic color from Merlot, that kind of deep ruby red. Okanagan Merlot. Okay, so there's some good dark fruit coming on the nose in this one. Fair amount of oak on the nose. Yeah, definitely a fair amount of new oak on the nose. I think they've used quite a bit of new oak on this one. I do get black cherry, just kind of that classic black cherry, deep black cherry. And I'm searching for something else. I apologize. I was searching for something else. Deep black cherry and yeah, fair amount of oak. Fair amount of oak coming through on the nose. Okay. Holy smokes. Okay, hold on a second. Okay, black cherry, sort of, and red wine. Black cherry, red wine, very little character. Hold on one second here. You know how some companies, on their bottle, you'll get a nice wine opener, something along those lines? I think these guys should have this. Tweezers. You know why? To get all the oak slivers out of my tongue. Oh man. Extremely tannic. Like, give me 5 or 6 cotton balls, soak them in black cherry juice. 5 or 6 cotton balls, soak them in black cherry juice, and stick them in my mouth. It just like dries out my whole palate. Very little length. I get a... Okay, I'm sorry. This wine sucks. I'm putting that in the thing. I keep seeing this pop up everywhere. I don't really even want to apologize for it. This wine sucks. It's way, hold on, way over oaked. Like, brand new oak barrels. If they even use the oak barrels, just take a whole bunch of oak 2x4s and stick them in your stainless vat of wine. All I really taste is oak. With like a hint of red fruit. The white wine, if I were to taste these two side by side and not know what they were, the white wine would be outstanding just because of this one. So like I said, too much alcohol on this one, far too much oak on this one. Strut. Okay, that's Strut. Sorry, this one sucks. I have to give it a point value for quality, but I don't know. Like, I could see someone drinking this. This tastes like cheap wedding wine. Like, it sucks and it's cheap wedding wine. But you wouldn't serve this at your wedding because of the label. I don't know. 68 points. I'll give it 68 points. I think it falls right in there. And it gets 68 points for the taste of oak. I taste. It's not pleasant. It's just like cloyingly oaky. That's about it. So that's Strut. 2 labels. I'm sorry I'm not a fan of, and I'm pleased to say that I'm not a fan of the wine either. That's about it. Leave comments below on this episode. I want to hear what you think. If you've tried these wines, what do you think of the label? Am I like so far out there when it comes to my opinion of the label? Let me know what you think of the label. And if you've tried them, let me know what you think. And if there's other labels that have just thrown you right off, tell me about them. Thanks so much for watching today, and we'll see you on the next episode.